Hi, this is Luke from CutSpace. In today's episode, I would like to go through a small exercise with you that will help you better understand how constraints work in the sketchbook in NX. I already have a sketch prepared here. I will enter it by double-clicking on the part tree. You can see that this sketch still has 16 unconfirmed dimensions. These are all the dimensions in gray. However, we will not want to dimension it solely by confirming these dimensions, but I would like us to use geometric constraints. I can access the geometric constraints by using the keyboard shortcut C or simply by clicking geometric constraint here. I'll start by selecting coincident and choosing this point here. And again, I'll repeat this like a mantra, but if you can't select this point here for some reason, it means you probably didn't choose the right filter in this place. So, I mark the end point. I select the first point. If I waited too long, a dialog box appears. I confirm that this is the point I meant. I scroll here, clicking the scroll to the window below. In the future, I will mark it so that it comes automatically, and then I select Sketch Origin, which is the origin of the coordinate systems. Notice that once again, when I left the cursor in one place for too long, 3 dots appeared. This means that when I click now, a dialog window opens, and here I select the point I was referring to. We can now see that this sketch point has been sort of attracted to that point. I will use this here to connect these two lines. Then maybe I will choose the horizontal point and make this line horizontal. Next, in verticality, I select this curve. Then here is equal length. So if I choose it and mark this curve and that, it will align them, and these two lines will simply have the same length. Another thing I can do is basically assign equal length to these two lines. What else? To make a concentric selection, I can choose the concentric option by first selecting this arc and then selecting this one. This ensures that both arcs share the same center point, making them perfectly aligned and concentric. This method is crucial in design and drafting applications where precision is essential. Next, I have a few dimensions left that I can dimension. Let's assume I want this radius to be 50 millimeters. And for the one in the middle, I can assign a specific value or simply enter P0 divided by 2. P0 is the 50 millimeter radius. And I confirm. Let's just trust that they probably, most likely differed here by method, and this one is radial. And this one here is dimetral, so I change it to radial P0 to 2, and it's already been corrected. Here I double check the dimensions, modify to 350. We see that it got a minor error here, but I can use Ctrl-Z, and here I can still go ahead and apply the tangency constraint condition of this arc shape with this line segment. And now I have 2 dimensions left here, right? If I wanted to now assign a dimension from the very beginning to the very end, that dimension would be highlighted in red, because there is simply too much information here. It is simply over-dimensioned. So I can make this particular dimension a reference dimension. It will be in gray, but it will just be a note. And I change this one to 35. Here I changed it to 300, or let's say 250. And the sketch is fully constrained, meaning the sketch is fully dimensioned. Here we see a reference dimension. As I mentioned earlier, it's just a note. Of course, we can close the sketch, and if we want, we can extrude it using different filters, whether it's the region boundary filter, which marks everything inside the curves. We can also select individual curves. If we select a single curve, it will simply extrude just the surface. However, if I change this to connected curves, It automatically creates a solid when I extrude closed sketches. I click OK. OK. Now, let's move on to the exercise related to constraints or symmetry. I have prepared one more task for you. You will be able to open all these prepared sketches in the description of this course under the specific episode. Here, by just double-clicking on this sketch and simply wanting to measure the dimensions of it, let's start by making this radius symmetric with respect to the axis, and then the symmetry of this and this. I'll set the value here once again. And to avoid having to dimension this value, I just need to make it symmetric by ensuring both sides are equal and balanced, and this will help maintain consistency and uniformity in the design. And axis. In this step, I proceed to input the numerical value of 50 into the designated field. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to our channel and see you in the next episodes. Bye.